You guys have a pen and paper, you better fucking write this down. I don't just speak to speak. I'm going to give you guys real deliverables. I promise you, some of you motherfuckers, if you listen to this, in the next 30 days, some big shit is going to shift. Our excuses make us feel good in our scarce mindset, and we continue to operate in that scarce mindset. And every year after year after year, we remain the same. You are the problem, and you are the solution to all the problems that you currently have. Plain and simple. There is only two types of mindset. One is abundancy and one is scarcity. And you're telling me that a homeless person addicted to crack can come up with the price they must pay for that which they want, but you can't do it for your success? It's bullshit. If there is one thing that I would tell every human on this planet to go hard as shit on outside of the focus of your mindset, this is a very specific, tangible. It is.
Keaton Hoskins is a legendary entrepreneur and also a good friend of mine. The first time I ever met him in person was actually at my client retreat in Siesta Key. So when I do my client retreats, I have a rule. I make no money. I just want to spend all the money reinvested back into my clients to show them a hell of a time. And I had $25,000 in profit. So the best place to spend it was in Keaton's pocket. So I spent every dollar in profit that I had, flew Keaton down to Siesta Key, Florida at the end of 2024, and we had an amazing, amazing time. Now, I only had 12 of my clients there in person. We got a little bit of footage and stuff like that, but I knew that I wanted to bring Keaton back to serve all of my clients at a higher level, and I was hounding him and his assistant, and we finally nailed down a date and a time for him to come in and coach all of my clients. This video was genuinely too powerful and too impactful not to share with the world. Enjoy. The group, everybody wants to grow. Right? We do a lot, you know me and what I do, a lot sales strategy and stuff like that. But I think what it really always comes back to is the mindset. Because even if you have the exact script, the exact strategy, very easy to self-sabotage it, very easy for it to not go anywhere if you don't have the mindset behind it. And I know that what I took away from you in Siesta Key was the mindset. I'll never forget when you and I were sitting in the front of the room and someone asked her, like, how are you never tired? You know, you have all these kids and a wife and all these businesses, and you just laughed. You're like, I'm always fucking tired, but it doesn't matter. I do the work anyway. And I was like, oh shit, I thought I was the only one who's always tired. So that was huge. And I know your mindset is incredible. So I'm excited for you to be able to share it with the group.
Absolutely. So just because I would love to get a little bit of an understanding. And for those of you guys who are on the call, if you don't mind putting your cameras on, I do like to see faces. It makes a big difference. If you have the opportunity, bust your cameras out. I want to see faces. Here's the deal. Here's what I teach, and here's what I focus on. I've had the opportunity to sit and speak in front of a lot of people, a lot of different scenarios where it's, you know, coming in and helping a coach, coming in and helping a business owner, coming in and helping a billionaire get into a place where they look at their life respectively. And by the way, everybody has this problem. So it's not like, oh, it might be me, it might not be me. It's every one of you. Being able to frame out of your life and look at one really simple principle, which is you are the problem and you are the solution to all the problems that you currently have. Plain and simple. Every one of you have capabilities well above and beyond what you can actually fathom. Every one of you. No matter how successful you are, there's probably people on the call that are doing 100 grand a month, 500 grand a month, 50 grand a month. I don't give a shit what the number is. The bottom line is that for you to go to the next level, it is going to be that you understand that you and you yourself are the bottleneck to your success. It's that simple. Now, I can hire a coach. And by the way, I am adamant. You should hire a coach in everything. Anything I do, I hire a coach, whether it's personal development, whether it's closing, whether it's sales, anything. I'm hiring a coach because I'm asking somebody to step into my life, frame out my shit, because it's hard to do that, and then go, hey, bro, you're the fucking problem, but you're also the solution. And here are the solutions that you can't see because you can't frame your shit out, right? And at the end of this call, listen, I do want to be clear. I'm not pitching you guys to pay Austin more. I'm not pitching you to come to me. I want to be clear about that. What I am telling you is if you don't have a coach in every aspect of your life that you want to become successful in, you are doing yourself a disservice. At the end of the day, the difference between where you are to where you want to be is only one thing. It's education and information. That's it. And if you are not willing to pay to get that as quickly as possible, you will continue to struggle. For those of you guys who are at $50,000 a month, you want to get 75, you're going to struggle your ass off to get 75 until you realize you can get someone to frame your shit out and go, dude, here's the problem. This is what you have to do. And if there's an underlining theme that I'm going to give you guys today, and if you guys have a pen and paper, you better fucking write this down. If you learn to work on yourself twice as hard as you work on anything else, you will be crazy successful. The name of the game is not, let me go find more systems, more processes, more information. The name of the game is how do I, myself, how do I grow? How do I focus on my inadequacies? And then how do I build them as quickly as possible? I'm adamant. I teach sales. I teach systems. I teach programs. I teach entrepreneurs. It's never the fucking systems. It's never the tools. It's always the individual. And when you realize that, then you go twice as hard after becoming that, and things start to click. Again, you can put in your mind right now, this is how much I make every month. If I want to make more money the next month, it's going to be me and what I do differently. You are the sum total of your thought process. So if I wish to change the sum total, if I wish to level up, which I imagine everybody on this call is here because you're like, I got to get fucking better. I got to make more money. I want to be more successful. If that's the case, I must change the platform that allows me to do that. That platform is your mind. Everything you do, everything, you will be the sum total of that 6 months from today, a year from today, 2 years from today. So if I look at the recipe that I must work on myself twice as hard as I do anything else, the number one thing to beginning that is identifying where do I need to put the work. Now, I teach a lot of different things, but I'm going to give you the 5 pillars that I focus on. And every one of you better be looking at every one of these in your own life. Number 1, physical fitness. Your health is absolutely the most important thing on this planet. You don't believe me? Go spend time with someone who's on their deathbed and tell me what is most important. They will tell you it's health. I've spent time with the richest people in the world on a deathbed. They don't give 2 shits about their money. It's the fact that they're dying because they are not healthy anymore. So in the beginning of this, if you can't put into priority shit like your health, you're never going to put into priority everything that needs to be placed in priority and then do those things. So again, I'm going to give you these 5 pillars. Number 1 is physical fitness or health. Number 2 is mental health. Number 3 is emotional health. Number 4 is spiritual health. And then number 5 is financial health. When I talk about personal development, it is identifying those 5 pieces and where I must get better. And if I look at myself right now, respectively, if I look at myself and I say, hey, I'm going to give a metric to this on a scale of 1 to 10, where am I physically? Where am I mentally? Where am I emotionally? Where am I spiritually? And where am I financially? And then I can dictate where my work must begin. Now, for today, because Austin and I talked, he's like, dude, we got to talk about mindset. We got to talk about mental. And I want to focus on that. I'm going to give a lot of different things today, but I want to focus on mental. There is only 2 types of mindset. Only 2. I don't care what you struggle with, what you're good at. There's only 2. One is abundancy and one is scarcity. Depression, anxiety, fear. All of that goes to scarcity. Actually growing, getting to where you want to be, finding happiness, finding peace, being in a purpose, that is abundancy. 99% of this world lives and dies in scarcity. They will never build what they want to build because they believe they can't build it in a scarce mindset. One of my favorite quotes, if I can't believe it first, I will never achieve it. Plain and simple. And everything is achievable. Everything. I don't know if you guys know me very well, but I have a coaching program. It's called Limitless Society. You can see it in the background. The reason I named it Limitless is because every fucking human on this planet is limitless. But they will never reach that potential because they do not believe that they actually can achieve anything you want to achieve. One of my favorite, if you guys ever follow me, you guys follow my social media, I'm a huge helicopter guy. I love helicopters. I fly my helicopter all over. I do stupid shit. In fact, 2 months ago, I crashed my helicopter. That wasn't fun. But the story of helicopters intrigues the fuck out of me. In the 1800s, before they even had automobiles, some crazy motherfucker looked up into the sky and he said, I want to fly with birds. Every human around him was like, that's not possible. We can't do that. Every one of them. I guarantee you, his family, his friends are like, dude, shut the fuck up. You can't fly with birds. That's not a thing. It's not possible. You can't do it. And he believed in his core that he could actually achieve it. He had an abundant mindset. I know he did. It wasn't possible. Shit, they didn't have the technology. But guess what? Today, I get to leave from my front yard, take my family up and fly with birds because somebody in the 1800s actually believed in an abundant mindset that he could fly with birds. Everything you want, everything that's on your heart right now, every goal, and I don't fucking care how big your goals are. I hope they're astronomical. If you do not believe, you cannot achieve it. And belief comes from the mindset of abundancy. I have paid, I don't even want to admit this, I probably paid millions of dollars to mentors to help me unlock my mind to be in an abundant mindset all the time. Now, I'm not perfect. I still fuck up. I still find myself every now and again in a scarce mindset. But here's the name of the game. This is personal development. How do I identify those two mindsets in myself, scarcity and abundancy? Then, when I've identified it, I take inventory. Where do I live in scarcity? Where do I believe in abundancy? And how do I eradicate scarce mindset? And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. So I don't have my chat thing because I'm on my phone, but I want real quickly, because I want people to think about this when I'm talking about. Get in the chat, and I want you to put in the chat right now, as quickly as you can, what is a scarce mindset that you have continued to maintain in your life right now? I want you to put that in the chat. I don't know if it'll show up on here. It may or may not. I never do these Zoom calls on my phone. I usually do them on my computer. But Austin, if you have a way to look at that, will you read those to me?
Lack of confidence from lack of skill. I don't have enough time. I'm afraid to scale my business because I'm scared things will break and I'll go back to being broke. That a down month is right around the corner. Needing a certain amount in the bank before dropping more money on coaching. I know you'll have fun with that one.
That's a good one. I'm definitely going to hit that one. We'll talk about that in a minute. What else?
That's Joe's, just so you know, to throw him under the bus.
Okay.
Afraid of trying a new client acquisition channel, aka webinars, not being able to pay team members, afraid of scaling the business to the next level and feeling like I won't have time for my family. Another good one for you.
That's a good one. That's actually a good one. I like that. Okay. I love those. And keep dropping them if you will, Austin. Keep reading them to me as we go. But let me start here. One of my favorite people on the planet who used to coach a long time ago, his name's Jim Rohn. He created a phrase or a simple saying that I live and die by. You cannot attract or pursue what you want. You must attract it. And you do it by becoming attractive to it. It's a universal principle. And I'll say it again. You cannot pursue what you want. You must attract it. And you attract it by becoming attractive to it. Every one of you in your scarce thoughts keep you from becoming attractive to that which you wish to attract in your life. So let's go back to that one. I don't have enough money yet to pay for coaching. Guess what? You're never going to have enough money to pay for coaching. You're not going to do it. Because as soon as you say it, you create that reality out of scarcity and it will never come to fruition. I have conversations all the time. I do a lot of one-on-one mentoring. Every day I got people come to me and say, hey man, I want your help. I need your help. I want to blow my shit up. I want to do all kinds of crazy things. We start talking about, all right, hey, this is what the price is. I automatically get back, oh man, I would love to coach with you. I just don't have that money. Great. Then continue to stay mediocre. Because that is the price you must pay to get to where you want to be. So you have to make the decision. Will I figure it out and will I make it work? Or will I continue in a scarce mindset to say, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Not understanding that this is the price you must pay, whether you want to or not. This is the price for admission to the success that you seek. Now, I could sit back all day long and say, man, I want to be a multimillionaire. Well, guess what, man? It's going to cost you a few $100,000 to get there. Well, I don't have that money. Okay, then remain where you are. The price to get there is that, plain and simple. If you decide in an abundant mindset, I know I can have that and I will have that and I will pay the price. I shift my scarce mindset into the belief that when I put it out, it will come back. One of the simplest rule of thumbs that I tell people a lot, to make $100,000, you're going to have to spend 10. To make $1 million, you're going to have to spend $100,000. To make 10 million, you're going to have to spend $1 million. What price must I pay? And yes, I can find every excuse in the book to not pay it. And I will remain. You know what the problem is with society? We love our excuses. Our excuses make us feel good in our scarce mindset. And we continue to operate in that scarce mindset. And every year after year after year, we remain the same. Not understanding that we will sit outside without permission or accessibility to go where we want to go because the price will remain the same. When I shift out of this scarce mindset into an abundant mindset, it is no longer, I don't have that money. It is, where will I find that money? One of my favorite things, I go to Las Vegas a lot. If you guys know anything about Las Vegas, they have a whole underground like homeless system, like hundreds of thousands of homeless people every day. And by the way, I'm not judging. I just know this is statistically true. Every day, one of those homeless people is looking for crack. They don't have no money. They got to go figure out how to get crack. What's the price for crack? Now, I'm not going to say what the price is going to be. It's probably going to be something crazy. But they come up with it. Every fucking day, they come up with some way to pay for their crack. Every fucking day. Because they got to have it. Because there's no excuse that's big enough, that's more great than their obsession with that addiction that they have to have. And you're telling me that a homeless person addicted to crack can come up with the price they must pay for that which they want, but you can't do it for your success? It's bullshit. It's the story in which you tell yourself, which is the next piece to this. Abundancy and scarcity mindset, they're simple. All abundancy and scarcity mindset is the story in which you tell yourself. So if you wish to change who you are, you must begin to change the story that you tell yourself. You know what's so crazy about your mind? Whether it's a lie, whether it's an imagination, or whether it's truth, whatever you tell your mind, it believes the same. So if I know I must shift my mind into an abundant mind state, I realize I must change the story in which I tell myself. Again, a cliche saying. If you say you can't afford it, you can't. If you say you can afford it, you can. You're right either way because you decided to tell your story and your brain took it. If this is the route we go, then everything we look at in our lives, we must figure out how to tell the story to ourselves that get us into an abundant mind state. Every one of you, I don't even know any of you on this phone call. Every one of you is capable of more. You are capable of double, tripling, quadrupling your current income, but it will not happen in the mindset you are currently in. It's not going to happen. You must begin to tell yourself a new story that allots an abundant mindset. One of the greatest things you will ever spend money on is anything that gets you to change the story you tell yourself and changes the mindset in which you operate. Again, I said it, you are the sum total. You're the sum total of the decisions you make. The decisions you make are based off of the story you tell yourself. If all I ever did was take any individual, as inadequate as they are, if I took any individual and I got them to begin to change the story that they told themselves, they automatically would begin to see successes that they couldn't even fathom, they couldn't even think about. And all it was a quick shift into the story they tell themselves. Now, if I ask you to go back, by the way, I don't just speak to speak. I'm going to give you guys real deliverables. If I ask you to do something very powerful, it will be this tonight. I want you to journal. I want you to go home, spend some time alone. I want you to take a notepad and a pen and paper. I want you to label out 2 categories. Where am I a scarcity? Where am I abundant in my thinking? And label it out. And by the way, if this takes you 5 minutes, you shortcutted your shit. That should take a while. And every person, every human has a little bit of abundancy, a little bit of scarcity. You've got to learn how to eradicate the scarcity. Once I have taken inventory tonight, when I'm writing shit down, I take inventory. Where am I scarce? Boom, 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 boom. Then I begin to map out the process of eradicating the scarce thoughts and the scarce stories in which I tell myself. And the more I eradicate the story, the more the abundancy begins to take hold in my mind. Let me tell you a secret, universal principle. The more abundant you become in your mind, the more abundant decisions you make, the more abundancy you create through the attraction. You attract it. I put it out because I know it will come back. Somebody comes to me and says, oh, I don't know if I want to spend money with this coach. You're right. You probably shouldn't. You're not ready to do that. The second you decide, I will put every ounce of time, money, and energy into growing, into abundancy, guess what happens? And by the way, if you don't know this about me, I'm a huge believer in God. I'm a huge believer in He is waiting to bless every one of you with crazy amounts of success. Crazy. The second I tell Him and I tell my subconscious, I am going to put out everything I can put out because I know what's on the other side. The second I tell myself and my God, I choose to live in abundancy. I choose to put out because I know what will come back. That's when the reward begins to happen. And by the way, faith or belief always leads to action. I ask this question a lot. Hey, how abundant are you? Oh, I'm very abundant. People always want to say, oh, I'm very abundant. I'm very abundant. Okay, then go and live and take action in abundancy. Oh, I can't afford that. I can't pay that. I can't do that. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough energy. That belief is bullshit because the belief, true belief, leads to action. In an abundant mindset of true belief, you begin to do the things you need to do to put out what you wish to get back. And I'll tell you this, everything you want to create will be on the other side of the things you are currently scarce in. Everything. So when you go home tonight and you start labeling out, where am I scarce? Where am I thinking scarcely? Okay, I have my list. I now must go to work. I've got to eradicate that belief. That belief is destroying me. It is not allowing me the success that I seek currently. And if I want it, I must first become it. And when I become it, I become attractive to it. I have met individuals who have zero money in their bank account that have come to me and asked me to mentor them. And again, I'm not a cheap mentor. I'm expensive. When they figure out some way to pay for my help, guess what happens? The universe opens up. Every time without fail, when I have somebody come to me and say, I don't have the money, but I'm going to figure this shit out, within a very quick amount of time, they start making money like crazy. And I'll share a great example with you. Austin knows this kid. So Austin was coaching a kid. Where was it that we did our event, Austin? It was in Florida.
Yes, the key, right after hurricanes.
Andrew.
Yeah.
You know Andrew very well. Andrew came to me. He'd been working with Austin. Austin gave him so much good shit on closing, on being a powerful salesman, all of these things. Austin sat down with me at that dinner table and he said, Keaton, I got to work with you. I have to work with you. I said, all right, this is the price. And he was like, shit, dude, I don't know how I'm going to pay for that. I said, okay, well, let me know. I'm not here to sell you. I don't give a fuck to sell anybody. I told him, I said, listen, I will help you get to $1 million a year if you listen to what I tell you, but you must first make the investment and tell yourself, your God, your universe, that you are willing to put in everything you need to put in. So he came back to me, I think it was like a week later. He said, all right, man, I got to make this investment. I'm pulling this money from all over the place. Let's do this. That was exactly almost to the day 10 months ago. Now, Austin knows Andrew. As of this month, Andrew did $76,000 of income. Next month, he's on track to do $90,000 of income, not of net income. That motherfucker in less than 12 months is going to make more than $1 million. And he had zero when we started. Scared as shit, but he did not tell the story. I can't afford this. I can't put this out. I can't do this. This is something that's too much for me. I watch this shit play out every single day. I mentor thousands of people that I watch go from scarcity to abundancy into making real fucking money. It's the reason I charge so much, because I watch so many people make so much damn money. And guess what, guys? It ain't me. I'm not that good of a coach. I just force fuck you into believing in yourself that you, in abundancy, can actually get to where you want to be. And again, I'm okay, coach. It's helping people understand the universal principle. That which I put out, I will get back tenfold, because I know there is too much out there for me not to accomplish and to get to myself. In a true abundant mindset, you realize there is too much fucking money in this world for you not to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. But you will remain at the level in which you are at until you accept there is a price of money, time, and energy that you must put out. And as soon as you do that, God, the universe, your subconscious goes, oh shit, we're really playing this game. You begin to believe. As soon as you believe, your mind conceives, and then you begin to achieve that shit. If there is one simple message, it's this. Personal development is unlocking your potential. It's not teaching you new shit. It's not giving you something you otherwise don't have. Every one of you on this phone call are capable of more money, more success, better fathers, better husbands, better wives, better parents, more success in your relationships, better success in your physical health. Every one of you are capable of that. The question then is asked, what will it take? Oh, it takes the greatest version of myself, and the greatest version of me lives and dies in an abundant mindset. When you focus on your mind, you understand the most important principle. Every one of you have a tool that is more powerful than anything on this planet. It's your mind. That tool was given to you. You could truly, even in the next 12 months, 10x the money you make because of the tool you have. How much time, money, and energy do you spend here on this, getting it to unlock your actual potential? And when it unlocks, it's such a simple unlock. You live and die in abundancy. I no longer look at things and say, I can't afford it, I don't have it, I'll never have it. I now say the simple thing, how long is it going to take for me to get it? Everything I put on my vision board, every amount of money I set out to make, everything I wish to do is no longer a thought of, I can't get there, I'm not capable, I'll never have that, I can't afford that. It's the simple idea, Keaton, you are more powerful than you understand. And your mind, if you can begin to conceive this, it will lead you to all the success that you desire. But it's always personal development. I'll tell you guys, I'm doing a really big event in Utah. It's called SalesCon in 3 weeks. It's 2 days of practices, systems, and tools. We have some really crazy good speakers. They're all going to speak on tools and funnels and all that great shit. Great. Let me tell you what I'm going to tell them. Has nothing to do with that shit, although that's important. If you yourself cannot become who you must to use those tools, to use those systems, you will never get to where you want to be. My message will be the same message I share with you. That is, you You are the bottleneck. You are the problem. You are also the solution. If your mind can shift from scarcity in every aspect, and by the way, I'm not just saying some things, I'm saying everything, that you live and die in that abundant mindset, I promise you, some of you motherfuckers, if you listen to this, in the next 30 days, some big shit is going to shift. You will begin to create everything you want to create because the power of the mind is the most powerful tool on this planet. That's why every person that is successful has learned that the levels of success that they seek come from within and not outside. It's not the things I know. It's not the people I know. It's not the access to money that I have. It's me. It's always me. Any individual on this planet can start from zero and can build an entire empire if they first believe that empire can be built by me. And I am the only one that can do it. And the greatest version of me has zero limitations. And some of you are probably fairly successful. Imagine what happens when you unlock the next version and the next version and the next version of the greatest version of you. What is actually possible? 80 grand a month, 500 grand a month, $1 million a month. There's no such thing as a ceiling anymore. The only ceiling is the time, energy, and money you put into you. If I have nothing more to say to you, it's this. Go home. Understand you. You are the key. This is the key. Everything you have ever wanted was given to you by God to accomplish, not to dream about, not to hope for, not to wish for. It was put on your mind and in your heart because he knows you can do it. He's great. He doesn't give us things to tantalize us and tease us. He puts things in our heart and in our mind because he knows we can accomplish them. The only thing he asks is that we qualify ourselves to accomplish them. If you understand that principle and the more you go after that, there is nothing you cannot accomplish. Not in 12 months, not in 24 months. I don't care how long you put it out. And here's the best part. Somebody asked me this yesterday. Hey, Keaton, what's your goals? I don't have any more goals. I have 0 goals in my life. I only have one goal. I don't even have a vision board anymore. It's chasing the greatest version of myself, because the greatest version of myself makes every single dream, inspiration, aspiration come to fruition. I know whatever I think I can create. In an abundant mindset, I no longer question, is that possible? I ask, what does it take and what price must I pay? And I am willing to pay it. As big as I have become, I still spend massive amounts of time, money, and energy to get the information that I need to get better and better and better. Now, all the badass shit that Austin teaches you is absolutely powerful as shit. But when you yourself become a greater version, you use those tools that he teaches you and it accomplishes more. It makes more shit happen. I'm not going to sit up here and say that tools and systems and processes don't make any sense, because they do. But I can take 10 people and give them exactly what Austin gives them, and I will have 10 different outcomes, because it's 10 different distinct individuals who are at 10 different levels in their own personal development. Now, this is the last thing I'm going to give you pertaining to personal development. If there is one thing that I would tell every human on this planet to go hard as shit on outside of the focus of your mindset, this is a very specific, tangible. It is the art of communication. Somebody once sat in a taxi cab with Warren Buffett. I'm not a huge fan of Warren Buffett. I think he's kind of a dipshit. I think he's a slave to money, as much money as he has. Listen, I make money because I want to have every experience. I want to spend money. I want to spend time with my family. I want to do all that shit. I don't want to make billions of dollars and live in a $250,000 house like he does and drive a Corolla. I'm not doing that shit. But he did say something very powerful. This young kid said, Warren, what would you tell any individual that could create all the success that they want? What one thing could they work on the most? He said the art of communication. The better you become as a communicator, the better and more money your life becomes. If I gave you another piece outside of working on your mindset, it would be communications. If you focus all of your time and energy on building your mindset and learning how to communicate, you will become the most powerful individual in any room at any time. Because at the end of the day, it is not the systems, it's not the market, it's not the demographic, it's not the tools. It is you and your ability to deliver on those tools and systems. And once you get this, you'll fall in love with exactly what I said. I must focus on me twice as much as I focus on anything else. And the universal principle, Tony Robbins, one of my good friends, says, that which I focus on grows. If I wish to become something greater and I focus on becoming greater, I become greater. If I focus on my communications, I become greater in my communications. If I focus on abundancy in my mindset, I become more abundant. And my life begins to be dictated by me. Every one of you are the author of your life. What will you write? What stories will you put down? And by the way, it will be an exact reflection of the stories you tell your mind. That is why the stories you tell are so important. The last homework assignment I will give you is this. When you go home tonight, you write that list down of abundancies and scarcities. I want you to attach to that scarcity list. What story have I continually told myself that has kept me in this scarce mindset? And then I want you to write something really simple next to it. Is that true? Is it true? When I say, oh, Keaton, I can be successful, but I can't make more than 100 grand. Well, that's a scarce mindset. And then I ask the question, is that true? It's not. And the more often that I ask that question, is that true? I begin to shift the story. And the story that I tell myself places my mindset into the abundancy that I need. Every one of you can be 10x where you currently are in less than 12 months. I'm going to say that again. 10x from where you currently are in less than 12 months. If you can eradicate the bullshit stories that continue to tell yourself to keep you in scarce mindset, you are a powerful individual. You will always be that. It is your choice to unlock that. And this is the key to unlocking that. You can have all the systems, all the coaches, all the training, and all the information. None of it will matter a bit if you cannot get out of telling yourself it is not possible, that you can't do it. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. And shift the story you tell yourself. And for some of you who find it hard to tell a new story, fucking lie to yourself then. Lie to yourself. Tell yourself that it's possible, whether you believe it or not. Watch how your mind begins to take that story over time and actually conceive it. I told myself for years, hey, listen, you're a big guy. You're always going to be a big, strong guy. You're only going to be 300 pounds. And for years, I could never get within 10 pounds of 300. I woke up one day, I decided to do this list I'm giving you guys. I woke up and I said, dude, what scarcity mindset do you have? Oh, you know what? I keep telling myself that 300 is what my body accepts. I am done. I asked myself, Keaton, is that true? It's not fucking true. You can be whatever you want. I didn't change one thing in my life. And within 6 months, I went from 310 to 260. Not a thing changed, except for the story that I told myself and the scarcity that I had lived in for 15 years. The only difference, I began to believe, really believe, I have the ability to accomplish anything I want in this life, and it all begins with the story in which I tell myself. Your mind is so much more powerful than you actually understand. Stop fucking feeding it with bullshit. Feed it with power. Become your greatest cheerleader. The voice you hear the most is within. Let that voice be a voice of reason to abundancy, not a voice of excuse to scarcity. As you work on this, I promise you, and if you have an opportunity to connect with me in the next year, you let me know how this goes, because I know damn well this will be a pivoting moment in some of your lives. You have spent too much time in your excuses, in scarcity, living where you are, that as soon as this shifts, you will shift. You will change. Everything you want, everything on your heart, everything in your mind that you want begins to come to fruition, because God, he's waiting for it. Your subconscious, waiting for it. The universe, waiting for it. It's waiting for somebody like me to grab you by the face and shake the shit out of you and tell you what you are actually capable of. A power that you can't even understand. And everything you want will shift, and you will begin to create everything in your life that you want. And every new level will not be the question, can I get there? It will be the question of this: who must I become to accomplish that? The greatest version of me can accomplish any task that I set in front of me. So then I must focus on me, and I must build me more than I build anything else. And as soon as that level comes, I attract so much fucking success. Some of you guys are going to laugh at this phone call in a year and you go, that was it? That's all I needed? Yeah, that's it. And everything will shift. Here's what I want to do. I got about 10 more minutes. I want to turn some time over to questions. If you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer questions. If not, I'm sending the time back to you, Austin.
I think I need a fire extinguisher. It was fantastic. I expect nothing less, but it's always a pleasure to have you on, dude. Thank you. That was fucking awesome, dude. And it's great for me, right? Because obviously I'm in alignment with everything you say, but it's so nice just to have that refreshing thing come in and then start to question your own beliefs. And I like what you said, the level of success you've had. You've been a serial entrepreneur for a very, very long time. You've made $1 or $2 once or twice along the way, and you still have to question your limiting beliefs. And yeah, it's very real. It's
and
good.
That's the thing about it, dude. You can't stop. Yeah. You can't stop questioning. Dude, as good as I feel I am today, I got to question every day. Is that true? Is that true? I make anywhere from $1 to $1.5 million a month in my bank account, and I feel pretty damn good about that. Is that the end? Is that my ceiling? Is that true? No, it's not. In the next 5 years, I will be a billionaire. I promise you that. And I will build that shit off of my back. I don't have anybody to help me. I don't have any money that I'm given. I will build that shit off of my back, because the greatest version of me can build that. And I am working towards that. Lee, what do you got?
Question for you is, what's a belief you had about yourself early on in your journey that has helped you become successful?
It's going to be a little bit deep for some of you guys. I don't believe that I'm going to be on this earth very long. I do not take any day for granted. I think that I'm going to die much earlier than I actually realize. I focus almost every day on starting my day with the contemplation of death. I do not know how long I have. I don't know how long my wife has, and I don't know how long my children have. I'll tell you, and write this down if you don't have it. True perspective breeds discipline. True perspective comes when we realize we do not have as much time as we think we have. And I will not play this game of life with this small amount of time that I actually have. I do not take for granted the time that I have. I focus every day. Every day I start my day is a very simple start. I get up and I get on my knees in gratitude. And the second thought I have, today may be my last day. What will I do with it? Today may be my wife's last day. How will I treat her? Today could be my children's last day. How will I be a father to them? My contemplation of death and the belief that I do not have enough time left has created the power of urgency that I now live and die by. I got one of these on my desk. I watch this stupid thing every day. I don't know how much is left. And I live and die by that thought process. And it has created an urgency and an obsession in me to become better, because I don't know how long I have. Patrick.
Let's fucking go. I can feel the energy in my physiology, in my state. So thank you. One of the things that you mentioned was like working on your mindset. And I remember very early on in my entrepreneur journey, I had a morning routine. I would just be disciplined, focus, work on myself. And I got to a point where I'm making more money than I've ever had. And then I get comfortable. It's fucked because like on one side, I'm like, well, if I go back into the whole morning thing and working on my mindset, like, do I even need that anymore? But I'm also in a point where I've gotten comfortable because I've got the money now. So for you, when you say work on your mindset, have unshakable belief, I can feel it. But what do you do every day to like set you up for that? Because there's a lot of people in this space that talk about fuck your morning routine. I'll just start making money when I wake up, right? So for you, like how do you do it?
So let me give you a really good answer. And I want you, if you have a pen and paper, I want you to write this down. I promise you this will shift you. One of my very good friends, his name's Haloti Nada. He was the defensive tackle for a long time, one of the best defensive tackles in the league. I went to his last game before he retired. I was sitting in the locker room with him, and I asked him a very specific question. I said, Lot, what makes you different? There are other men in this locker room who have gotten to the NFL, but they do not start. They don't get paid what you get paid. They are not as good as you. What makes you different? What he said to me changed my entire life. He told me, he said, good is the enemy to best. When you become good, it feels good enough to stop.
Yeah.
See, when I'm on the floor, I got to get up. When I'm doing shitty and I have nothing left and my back's against the wall, I got to fight like a motherfucker. But when that goes away and things get good, I become content with good. Those who could be the best don't become the best because good was good enough for them. And good is the enemy to best. What you're doing right now is incredible. You have made more money than you ever thought was possible, and that's pretty damn good, my man. And if you're okay with being good, then stay there. Or understand that the greatest version of you, which is who you should be going after, is so much better. But you have continued to tell your story that good is good enough. And that is your enemy now. Your enemy is the comfort you have, the good enough. The question you should now ask is a simple one. Is this all I am capable of, or am I capable of more?
I'll let that one sink in. Now that fucking money.
Ask the question, man. Good is the enemy to best, and you have become good. Change that. Anthony, what you got?
You know, do you just come to the point where like, you know, you just accept the fear and it will like forever stay there? Or I guess like, how do you get over that mindset?
I'm gonna give you a really simple one here, okay? There is no one on this planet that doesn't feel fear. Nobody who's courageous doesn't feel fear. They have learned that fear is the way. So what I would tell you and what I would challenge you is actually really simple. Use fear as your compass. When fear comes into my life, I know exactly where to go. I bought a helicopter 5 years ago. I was scared as shit of flying, and I'm still scared as shit of heights. I knew that the direction I had to go was into the fear. If you fall in love with the fear, because it is the guiding light for you, you will accomplish more shit in the next 6 months than you've accomplished in the last 10 years. Use your fear to dictate your direction. Fall in love with it. Dude, I love fear now. I don't have a day without fear anymore. And I'm talking about real fear, where my heart's racing, where I'm breathing hard, where I'm scared as shit. And every time I'm on that path, you know what I do? I smile. I love this shit. I know exactly where I'm going because this fear is dictating me in the direction in which I must go. Everything I want is on the other side of that fear. And how blessed am I that I have a perfect compass to where I should go in my life. When it scares me, I move towards it. If it doesn't scare me, I get rid of it. Fall in love with fear. and use it as your compass moving forward.
You're a fucking dude, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, my man. Mario, what you got?
Could you speak about how you let your family, I don't know, your love for your family carry over into your business, or just
So
knowing what you know about me, what would you say?
Dude, this is what I will tell you. One of my favorite quotes by Jim Rohn is, when your why is powerful, your how doesn't matter. My why on this planet is I don't give a fuck to die with money. I want to die with memories with the ones that I love. And what it's going to take to get there is making a shit ton of money to allow me the life that I want to give to my children. I'll tell you, one of the reasons I got to 260, you come into the gym at any time at 9 in the morning, you'll see me on the Stairmaster for 45 minutes. I fucking hate the Stairmaster. If you see me on that Stairmaster, a lot of times you'll see me in tears. I know it sounds crazy, but I usually cry at the gym. The thought process of living and dying early is the fear that I live and die by that creates the why. I do not want to give my children this frail, bullshit, crippled old man at 60. I don't. When I bust my ass, it's because of the why that I continually use. My children and my wife are my why, and there is not a more powerful why in my heart. And that powerful why creates every how that I have ever thought. You have been given a gift. That gift is those children and your family. You should call upon that gift whenever shit gets hard. The harder it gets, the bigger you call on that why. The more you focus on them, the more you get your ass out of bed. The more you work, the harder you go. And by the way, at some point, you'll get to where I am, where you have so much money and so much time, you get to do whatever the fuck you want with those children and with that wife, because the why carried you to that success. Understand, there is no such thing as balance in life, but there is integration. Work, life, and family integration is what it takes. And I cannot do that without the why that carries me through getting the accomplishments that I currently have. Dude, most people don't get to look at their beautiful children and use that as a why, and you do. What a blessing it is. God gave them to you so you could step up in a way that you otherwise wouldn't have stepped up by yourself. You are no longer doing this for you. You are doing it for them, so you can create the life and the time and the memories for them. Cling to your why. Use them as your why, and watch what you actually accomplish.
Let's fucking go. I'm ready to run through a wall right now.
All right, I got time for 2 more, so let's go. Josh, what do you got?
Keaton, you said it a couple times, a lot of things about God, and so I had a spiritual question for you. Was that always your beliefs all along, or is that something that kind of manifested over time?
I'll tell you this, and this is going to be really powerful for some of you. There is not a human on this planet that is a true leader that is not a spiritual giant. When you come to know who God is, you come to know who you are. When you come to know who you are, you accomplish everything you want in this life. One of the first things I work on with individuals that I one-on-one mentor is I challenge every fucking belief they have. And I force them to either believe it and do it or get it off of their belief system. The most powerful thing a human being can do is come to understand what they are in God's eyes and who God actually is. The more you go down the path of spiritual enlightenment and spiritual health, the more you become a spiritual giant, and you deliver where you otherwise could not deliver because you understand. And I'll tell you my own belief. I believe God's my father. I believe that I'm his son, which means I'm heir to him. And that means if I am heir to a God, then I have no limitations on this planet placed in front of me that stops me. That is my belief to my core. There is no one or no thing that can challenge me because of my belief in God. If you struggle right now with where you stand with God and what you actually believe, you should do nothing more than figure out what that is. The more you do that, the stronger you become. the more concrete you stand on, and the decisions you make are based on your core belief and nothing else.
Wow. Thank you so much, man. Yeah,
You bet,
that was
man.
great. Thank you.
All right, I got one more. JP, what do you got?
Well, I feel like I can run for president right now, so I believe on anything right now. But I work a lot in my personal development, and there is any books that you recommend, so I can keep keep working on it.
Yeah, I would tell you How to Win Friends and Influence People is a good one, and Think and Grow Rich is a very powerful one.
I got that one. Awesome, thank you.
All right, guys, I got to get going. Listen, if there's anything else I can do to support you and help you, I want to give you a way to contact me. I actually, even though I got 6 million followers, I get back to everybody who messages me on Instagram. If you have anything, any kind of questions, literally, I'm happy to help you guys. If you're a part of Austin's group, you have access to me. He's a stud. I support him in everything that he does. Anything I can answer for you, any help I can help you with, message me on the.muscle on Instagram, and I'll get back to you and help you guys out any way that I can. Austin, I appreciate the time, my man.
Dude, thank you so much for jumping on, running all the way to the hour. Like I said, you can jump on for 5 minutes or 50 minutes as long as we can keep you. So thank you, brother. I know it's super impactful. I appreciate it. I think everybody else in the group does as well. It's great to see you as always.
Absolutely. All right, guys, it was good to spend time with you.
All right, guys. Take care. Thanks, Keaton.